Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. We have to make a few changes to our party before we head out. So with Sosiel spells here. I do love Archon's Aura. And resist energy communal is always really good. Too many lesser restorations, I think, so we'll grab... What do I want here? There we go. I think a couple of these just to heal my main character when push comes to shove. Actually, let's grab a fire belly here as well. Oh, that works. Also, I decided we're going to keep Camellia in the party for right now. We will get rid of Woljif. Give this a Sosiel. Camellia can have that. I really want to like Woljif, because I mean I do really like melee spellcasters. But I think what's holding him back for me is that he doesn't get Spell Strike at any point. And he seems like a class that should get Spell Strike. I mean, it might be too powerful, considering he's a rogue, he gets a ton of sneak attack damage, but I don't know, it's hard for me to like him without. Alright, I know how this works. Alright, see about getting us a general. So the mage generals are really powerful from what I've experienced myself. Granted, this one doesn't start with an offensive spell. But Master Maneuver is also extremely powerful. So I'm actually a little split about this. Oh, it changes. Well, I feel like that's cheating. So I can just keep cycling this until I find the general that I want. Like this guy right here is absolutely perfect. He has Master Maneuver, so increases the maximum size of the army by 1 unit per level of this feat. Super, super awesome. And he gets Scorching Ray, which is the spell that one-shots a ton of enemy units. Yeah, I'm absolutely grabbing this guy. That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have designed a better general. Alright, but we'll fiddle with this later. Let's go to Martyr Zacharias' cemetery. It's hard to say. There's his mythic rank. You can't do it while he's in the camp. As soon as you leave the camp, you can assign his first mythic rank. And I still think abundant spellcasting is the best to go. Though I think there's an argument to be made for Thundering Blows with him, since he uses a glaive and he's on the back line. But we're going to stick with abundant spellcasting for now. Do something like that. He doesn't need another casting of Archon's Aura, but Delay Poison Communal is always good, and we'll grab another Dispel Magic. Do something like that for now. A couple of castings of Bane is always good, and more healing from a main character, I think. Alright. Shall I read what this is all about? So an unassuming cemetery on the outskirts of Canabris, named after a martyr, a hero of the First and Second Crusades. It serves as the final resting place for crusaders who came from half a world away to fight demons, and for townspeople who never picked up a weapon in their lives. Despite the proximity of the World Wound, the Wardstone has always prevented demons from setting foot here, thereby protecting this place against desecration. An elderly man limps towards a grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young, they had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman with her face bathed in tears steps up to the grave. She whispers, "The painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There's nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." The young man throws a handful of soil into the open grave and stands beside it for a while, lost in thought. Finally, he sighs and steps back. Sosiel throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes his tear-filled eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, "I wish you a warm welcome in Shaylin's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We'll banish this ugliness and evil, make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this. He breaks into sobs mid-sentence, then falls silent without finishing his declaration. "I thank you for everything you've done for us." Sosiel's too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other mourners nod in approval, wiping their teary eyes. "They were good people. I can't believe they're gone." "What is that?" The woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. Her trembling hand points at something moving inside a grave. Suddenly, a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from its rotting body. "It's a zombie! Run!"
Our victory is certain.
Well, let's mount up. Get a couple of buffs out real fast just to play it safe, and I have to reorganize this later. I like that current setup.
The light take you!
You've crossed the wrong
Alright, so we're being
mongrel.
flanked. Let's send Camellia back here to help out with the back line, and we should be all set, I think. Let's go and activate Light of the Angels, I think. There we go.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
So far, so good. Except for Sosiel sitting like a wet noodle.
Let's try this way.
The spirits demand your blood.
But other than that, we should be fine.
You are today's sacrifice.
You won't survive me.
Amelia's getting a little beat up, but she'll be okay. Don't need to fret about it quite yet. Let's go and charge back this way.
Begone, fiend!
And Sosiel really shouldn't be trying to tank anything.
No glory without risk!
But we'll be okay.
You're irrelevant.
With a heavy heart, Sosiel looks at the corpses of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly... Wait, what's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. Also hands off a black onyx gem to you. Once precious, the stone is now covered in cracks, flying apart in your grip as you examine the engraved minotaur's head. The unholy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, fills with rage as he speaks. Poultice. Simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. No, they had to come to the funeral and desecrate their graves. Yeah, they'll pay for everything they have done when we find them. You're right. They can't be far. Can't allow them to torture anyone else this way. Wait. Townspeople that fled the undead, without knowing they have a traitor among them. Wherever they are, they're in great danger. We must find them.
Mysteries can wait till tomorrow.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Together we stand.
The world has suffered enough.
Take care of a few buffs real fast.
Meditate on your mistakes.
I
Help
heed the
where I
voice of
can.
Make you feel better. Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Oh, yes, what?
The goddess protects us.
Alright,
I'll go ahead.
y'all good?
No mistakes.
We could just leave the area if we want. Leave the townsfolk to fend for themselves.
I know the way.
Open this darn door. Please. Somebody open the door.
I am helpful. Am I not?
The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles out of the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets, and croaks out a few words. Thank the gods and thank you too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. Who are you? Baroness Ninel Ballard at your service. The dead woman bobs a clumsy curtsy, her legs barely supporting her. My estate is not far from here. Let me assure you that all of you are always welcome there, assuming you are properly attired. I hate to break it to you, but you're actually dead. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? No, no, no. You forget yourself. You should be ashamed to say such a thing to The dead Baroness wags her finger at you in a chastising manner, but cuts herself short, saying her own hand in horror. What? How? This simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I'm truly sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. It seems that he disturbed your rest as well. The dead woman covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands. So I died. Even in death, the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there is no place for me here. Not in this miserable form. How did you awaken? Do you remember anything? Allow me a moment to think. Seems like it, yes. Indeed, I awoke because I heard a voice. They were reciting poetry, or a prayer perhaps. I suppose there were spells then. Must have been your thrice darned necromancer. Would you like to pass along any words of comfort to your friends or family while you're here? That good-for-nothing band of hangers-on? Most certainly not, thank you very much. I am reasonably confident that they have already brought my estate to ruin and squandered the fortune I bequeathed to them. They have to do without my missives. Spare us both that indignity and embarrassment. You see, I'd still be in the company of those I truly care for, were not for your discourteous sorcerer and his parlor tricks. I'll lay the undead to rest. Rest in peace. Thank you. You feel free to take my burial jewelry. Those pieces are dreadfully out of fashion where I'm going anyway. Doesn't even have any jewelry on her. Well, darn. Don't get any loot for that. Or any experience. I know we did get it off of her.
Follow my lead.
Take back what I said. Oh, calm down there, horse. Uh-oh, I think he's stuck.
I I need to concentrate. Becoming distracted leads to becoming
The mongrel
dismembered.
did it. Well, this didn't go well. Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
As it should be.
We won't fall
remove
here.
this obstacle.
I swear it.
Oh, what do they say? What horror? I can barely catch my breath. Thank you for saving our lives.
You can trust me.
That is not far.
Oh, Camellia, you keep saying that, but the more you say it, the less inclined I am to believe you.
Mind over muscle.
Oh, this is new.
Endure this.
Not do grease quite yet.
Fall.
Do something like this for now. Camellia is taking a bit of a beating.
Pain is excruciating. So this is how it feels.
Let's get her back in fighting shape. You know, Dragon Quest has a heal until full option. Be nice if this game had that as well. Be super convenient.
I'll go ahead.
Especially since they removed the space
We
bar.
will be victorious. This will hurt.
Space bar spam to heal. Alright, Celia, you have to go this way, I think.
light.
Intercept.
You.
We'll
I
even
will bring
send
down the divine wrath.
Sosiel with you, I
Make
think.
every strike count.
I'm gonna activate haste here.
This
Did
will
you
leave
see
a
that?
bruise.
The world in crimson.
Alright, let's have you pull back. You're gonna go after this back line over here, I think. Like so.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
My breastplate procced and knocked him down. Always satisfying to see.
Done with you.
Longbow +1. Nothing super fancy.
I know the way.
I'm going to try and go in through the side entrance here. See if we can get the drop on these guys inside.
A bright future awaits us.
I hope you appreciate this.
Follow my lead.
Alright, so far so smooth. What do you say? Don't you dare get away from them, I think. Really stupid, Sosiel. You're not really designed for, charging in like that. Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith. You can do it.
To battle, my friends!
Alright, everybody, let's get down here as fast as
Go
you
for
can.
their hearts!
Sosiel, don't die.
I'll cut you
Oh,
wide
they
open.
realize there's somebody just standing right there waiting for us on the stairs. So yeah, he's probably gonna die. He's hardly doing any damage with that. Don't waste your time casting that, buddy. Just don't die. I guess cast this instead.
I can still fight!
Yeah, I don't know, not for much longer, man.
The inheritor.
I need your assistance!
Blade. The spirits demand your blood.
I've failed
Alright,
you.
well, he's not dead. That's all that matters. Really hard to save him when he just charges in like that.
This is how it feels.
And I charge this guy. Yep, perfect. Well, that wasn't so bad. Besides Sosiel charging ahead when he really, really should not. I surrender. Stop. I give up. Don't hit me. Young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You darn rat. How dare you? Suddenly, Sosiel becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fists, while his voice comes from a menacing roar. It comes out as a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag. I remember you. Came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you. We shared our table with you and took you in. Then I don't even know what I'm going to do to you. Stop it. I surrender. Sosiel ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood, but continues, fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You're a priest of Shaylin. I've surrendered. Do you have to spare my life? Your goddess demands it. Do you two know each other? We do. That's Nardi, a tailor's apprentice from Canabris. We healed him after he was mauled by a dog. Then he became a frequent visitor to our temple. He listened attentively to our sermons, studied the goddess's teachings, and praised our art. Sosiel grits his teeth. Were you lying to our faces the whole time? When we took you in? When you sat at our table? When we broke bread with you? Were you planning to stab us in the back even then? The whole time. Now you understand part of it. Let's dig into the rest. Cultist curves his bloody lips into an evil sneer. I was hoping to lure you to our side. It wouldn't have been hard. We're everywhere, even inside you. I think you know it too. You're not like all those pious devotees. You pretended to be. Maybe you fooled yourself. We both see who you really are. You have that same demonic rage inside you. It's a pity I never had time to kindle it to a devouring flame. But sometimes you have to resort to a backup plan. Having you die at the hands of your dead friends was such a good idea. It's a pity it didn't work. Shut up. Sosiel swings his fist, but it stops midair. His clenched fist trembles as he stares at the cultist with an expression of pure hatred. You want to kill me right now, don't you? But you can't. You're a good boy, Sosiel. So loyal to your goddess. You have to let me go or commit a sin. so I win either way. Witness the genius of our Lord Baphomet. Haha. Is he telling the truth? Your religion doesn't allow you to kill him. Yes. The Eternal Rose is known for her grace. She teaches us to show mercy to anyone who asks for it. It's one thing to slay an enemy in battle, but a captive must try to save their soul, to show them the beauty of the world, persuade them to abandon the path of evil. It's difficult, but the world is better for it. I'm just repeating your own sermons back to you. Come on, Sosiel. Try to make me repent my sins. Perhaps your kind words will make me abandon Baphomet's teaching, run to Shaylin for redemption, and start knitting some masterpieces of my own. The cultist smirks impudently. Do you really believe that even this scum deserves a chance at redemption? I don't know. May Shaylin forgive me. I've never had to struggle with this burden before. He looks at the cultist with visible disgust. I had no time to try healing the souls of villains. I was always preoccupied with healing the bodies of those hurt by them. The cleric looks up at the sky. Forgive me, Eternal Rose. You teach us to be merciful to our enemies and love them, but I am too weak, I'm afraid. Grant me absolution from this sin. This kind of love is beyond me. I mean, 5 isn't wrong. I don't know what his alignment is. I didn't check that before. Add him to the party. If he's chaotic, this might, fit his character anyway. We'll just go with good. A stop, Sosiel. It's not worth breaking your goddess's vows because of filth like him. Sosiel looks at the battered necromancer's face, and his bloodied hands in disgust. He slowly lowers and unclenches his fists. Thank you for stopping me. I almost broke my vows because of this. I had absolutely no idea why there was so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace, but I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should never have happened. Sosiel wipes the necromancer's blood off his knuckles and steps away from him. You are the commander. He is your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. I surrender. Here, take everything I've got. Just don't kill me. The cultist turns out his pockets. What do you think I should do to him? Sosiel stares at the cultist, and then through clenched teeth utters, I have no right to decide whether he should live or die. You are in charge here. Then I condemn him to death. His sentence will be carried out immediately. No, please. Listen, you silence the necromancer forever with a single well-aimed blow. Sosiel bows his head. May the goddess forgive him, for I will not. He looks at you. Thank you for taking this sin upon yourself. Sosiel examines the devastated graveyard and diverts his attention to the terrified townspeople. It's all right. You're safe now. We should bury the bodies again. This is a place of peace. We must not leave it desecrated like this. The townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen undead, but Sosiel's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After prayer, Sosiel bows his head before the graves of his friends for the last time. May the Eternal Rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect from the horrors of this war. I was debating whether or not I should take the necromancer as a prisoner, but if he's a Baphomet disciple, Baphomet's known for being cunning and manipulative. The last thing we need to do is have him in our camp. One of those things where the juice isn't worth a squeeze, I don't think.
I'll go ahead.
I'm going to run around here real fast, make sure there's no unique NPCs standing around. I don't think there's going to be. But if there's a merchant standing around,
I know the way.
they're better safe than sorry. First demons, now the undead. When is all this going to end? Alright. Well, let's get out of here then. Grab all the loot on our way. I think it's worth going back to camp for my main party, but let's go pick a fight with the Crusade. Crusader mechanic. But our first demon army. We're going, a job well done. Having defeated a band of cultists who had driven the captives from Canabras and made the ruins of Allah's gift their temporary base, Commander's army celebrates its first triumph. Unfortunately, the demon worshippers have killed all the citizens and gathered their belongings into a huge pile in the middle of the camp. We got 600 finance points. Alright, let's go back to camp, sell the stuff we just picked up, go to rest. Everyone is fatigued. So we'll call it an episode there.
Follow my lead.
I also need to talk to Sosiel. I don't think I'm saying his name right. Is it Social? Not social, that doesn't sound right. A message for the commander. The knight in simple armor lowers his voice. I'm the queen's bodyguard. She sent me to tell you she's arrived at camp incognito, as planned. You can find her where the minor knightly orders are camped. Come if you wish to speak with her. I'll tell her majesty I'll come at once. Certainly. If I'm going to sell some stuff first. Need that. Alright. I'm going to call it here. Next episode we'll speak to Sosiel, then the Queen, and then we will probably do some more Crusade battles. So I can't do that in camp. I wish I could. It'd make it so much faster to run around camp. She has some loot beside her as well. Alright, by the way, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.